So this is Maryland, huh? Man, they should have built Alcatraz here. If they did, it would probably still be open. Right in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay? Yeah, why not? Just kidding, people. Well, this video is going to go over the 10 most dangerous places in Maryland according to the violent crime. Let's see what's behind door number 10. Number 10 is Annapolis.
Really? That surprised me.
Not even the US Naval Academy could save Annapolis from this list. All of these protesters that you see here, yeah, these are all the people from the comment sections from my videos that have been mad at me. They're all banding together to make their message heard in real time. Not sure how they knew that I was going to be in Annapolis, which is kind of creepy, but somehow they knew.
Oh, please. Who do you think you are? The Duke of Maryland? Nobody knows who you are.
Look, all right, so let's see what was really going on. Okay, so it looks like it was the end of a 110-day walk for peace across the country being done by Buddhist monks. What up, Buddhist monks? All right, so yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so Annapolis has a lot of good things going for it. Not only is it the capital of Maryland, not only is it home to the US Naval Academy, and not only is there lots of things to check out in downtown along with there being water access, but it's also the 10th most dangerous city in Maryland according to the most recent data. The violent crime rate is 756 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 2,256 per 100,000 residents. Visit to see the Colonial Annapolis Historic District. Leave and never come back because you got robbed at a red light. Look, I'm not making that up, and it's not funny either. Let me be clear about that. It's not funny. It might have been a little bit over 2 years prior to me uploading this video, but a woman was robbed at 11:15 a.m. on a mid-December day back in 2023. That doesn't happen in safe cities.
That was like 2 years ago. Get with the times.
Oh, you want something more recent? Okay, well, let's go with this. On the very same week that I uploaded this video, a man was injured after an attempted cell phone robbery at the Annapolis Mall. Keep your friends close, keep your cell phone closer. At least whenever you're at the Annapolis Mall. Oh, and here's another incident just like the first one within the last few years, and there's probably been more too.
Someone should have stole your phone when you were here.
Look, don't let that cute Annapolis old money look fool you here, because the real fools on the street could be out to get you if you're not looking. Next up is just one of several tiny municipalities that make up this list. Number 9 is Landover Hills.
Where is that?
Landover Hills is right outside of DC and right next to Landover. It's the first of several smaller places in this general area to make up this list. Landover is known for being the home of the Washington Commanders. What up, Jaden Daniels? Landover Hills, however, it's known for its crime rates. Or if not, it should be. The violent crime rate is 800 per 100,000 residents, which is over 2 times the national average. That property crime rate, though, is higher than Snoop Dogg on Cloud 9. The postage stamp suburb that is Landover Hills was developed in the early 1940s as one of the first suburbs of DC. Most of the housing stock here is made up of smaller homes that are getting to be a century old, which is okay. You know, nothing wrong with that, it's just that the crime rates are a little bit high here. That's all. The positives of living here would be the access to the dozens of nearby amenities, and it's only a stone's throw away from DC. The negatives would be the below average schools and the high crime rates, so if you don't want those things, there's plenty of other places to live in the DMV. You might not want to look at the next place on this list either, as it's like a carbon copy. Number 8 is Bladensburg.
Never heard of it.
The only thing separating Bladensburg and Landover Hills is a Walmart and a Chick-fil-A. Literally. Bladensburg is known for the Battle of Bladensburg during the War of 1812. It's also named after the 19th governor of Maryland. These days it's known as being the 8th most dangerous municipality in Maryland, or at least it should be. The violent crime rate is 829 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 3,800 per 100,000 residents. Visit to try and dig up a bow and arrow from the Battle of Bladensburg? Stay because you got arrested for trespassing. And now you're stuck in the Maryland State Penitentiary with a bunkmate who is the same guy who beat you up because you trespassed on his property, and now it's an awkward situation and you can't explain yourself.
You should just stick to the facts.
Usually when crime is high in a city, there's other things going on too. While the median household income really isn't all that low, there's still over 20% of the population that lives in poverty. The schools don't perform all that well, and it also doesn't help that the mean commute time is nearly 37 minutes. Well, next up we leave the DMV by heading north on I-95, and we don't exit until we're right by the Delaware state line, or should I say, the Mason-Dixon line. Number 7 is Elkton.
Ooh, do they have elk in Elkton?
Nope.
Elkton is in extreme northeastern Maryland right along the border with Delaware and also not too far from Pennsylvania. Early on, Elkton made a name for itself by being the marriage capital of the East Coast. Maryland had less restrictive marriage laws compared to its neighboring states. There were over a dozen chapels going up and down Main Street, and it was a popular place to get married for a long time. These days, Elkton is more so known for its rocket manufacturing.
Yes, science!
Northrop Grumman has a huge campus just west of town. But do you know what Elkton is also known for? Its crime rates. Yeah. The violent crime rate here is 972 per 100,000 residents, which is nearly 3 times the national rate. And the property crime rate? It's just about 5,000 per 100,000 residents, and 2.5 times the national rate. Visit for the interview at Northrop Grumman? Stay not because you got the job, but because you helped an old lady who was robbed because you're a great person, but then that cost you your car because that's just how the scumbags planned it. So now your car is totaled and you have to stay in town and wait for your insurance company to file the paperwork so that you can get a rental car on the insurance's dime. And because most of the people in Elkton are so nice, especially when you help them after being robbed, the old lady let you stay at night at her place so you didn't have to spend money on a hotel. So that's good at least. Good people still exist. But despite being a hub for rocket engineering or whatever they do here, the following stats don't reflect that. The median household income is $58,000 per year and the poverty rate is 20%, which more so screams food stamps than it does rocket science jobs. With the University of Delaware right next door and without doing too much research, it seems to me like the surrounding suburban sprawl and countryside provide much better services and a much better quality of life than the city of Elkton does.
How would you know? You don't live here.
Before we get on to the next place on our list, it's time for a word from this video's sponsor.
Thought you were slick, huh? Guess not, but don't worry. Call Wallside Bail Bonds at 555-5555 and we'll get you out of the slammer in no time. That's Wallside Bail Bonds. We ask you to keep breaking the law and help keep us in business.
Number 6 is Riverdale Park.
Is that even a real place?
Back to Maryland's Bermuda Triangle we go, as Riverdale Park is only 2 miles from DC. The population here is about 7,300. There's a Dunkin' Donuts, a Walgreens, a Whole Foods, a Jersey Mike Subs, and a high crime rate. The violent crime rate is 972 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 2,900 per 100,000 residents. Not good.
Nope.
Riverdale Park is one of the older suburbs of DC. A community was here ever since the late 1800s, and slowly over time, it developed from being a rural farm community into being a community stuck in the middle of suburban chaos. Despite the median household income being $120,000 per year, the poverty rate is 17.7%, which suggests that there's a large income gap here, and not much in between.
Gee, you think?
It looks like about 30% of households make under $50,000 per year, and 36% of households make between $100,000 and $200,000 per year. Well, next up, we're going to head on over to the other side of the Chesapeake Bay. Number 5 is Salisbury.
It's pronounced Salisbury. Stupid.
Oh, yeah, my mistake. It's Salisbury. Yeah. I should probably learn how to read and pronounce before I start putting these videos together, huh? Salisbury is far away from everything important in Maryland. That could be a good thing, or that could be a bad thing. That's up for you to decide. Salisbury grew up on the farming and lumber industries. Its location on the Wicomico River allowed for shipping. Later on, railroads helped the industry thrive here even more. These days, the economy leans on Purdue Chicken, the university, and the hospital. Despite a continued slow growth in population over the years, the crime rate is among the highest in Maryland. The violent crime rate is 978 per 100,000 residents, which is over 3 times the national rate. The property crime rate is on the higher end as well, as it's over 3,000 per 100,000 residents. So yeah, make a stop here along your way to Ocean City, stay because you got robbed at the gas station. And now you're on the phone with the police because at least you had your phone in your pocket while it all went down, and the police tell you that there's nothing that they can do other than log it into their system, only for your car to be found 2 years later at the same gas station, but now it has a lift kit and 30-inch rims. Economically, things aren't the best here either. The median household income is $58,000 per year, which is well below the Maryland state average of $103,000 per year, and the poverty rate is 24%. So just about 1 out of every 4 Salisbury residents lives in poverty. Well hey, really quick, as I don't ask for much, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to head on down below and hit like and subscribe. Doing so helps these videos out tremendously, and it only takes a few seconds of your time, so I'd appreciate it if you could just do it already. So yeah.
Just do it!
Thanks. Number 4 is Seat Pleasant.
Hell yeah, it is.
Seat Pleasant? More like toilet seat.
Gross.
Just kidding, people. Unless I'm not. Seat Pleasant borders DC's northeast boundary neighborhood, and just like the other DC suburbs on this list, it's small, it's older, and it's just a stone's throw away from the almighty District of Columbia. The violent crime rate is 984 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 3,500 per 100,000 residents. The violent crime rate is about 3 times the national rate, while the property crime rate is 1.5 times the national rate. Not good.
Wow. Brilliant analysis. Not.
And just like with the other nearby suburbs that have made this list, the household income overall is pretty low, and the poverty rate is above average. The median household income is $50,000 per year, and the poverty rate is 15.1%. Even more residents are on the verge of poverty, with 45% of Seat Pleasant households bringing in below $50,000 per year. Well, next up is a place that many of you might be surprised to see. Unless you're not. Number 3 is Ocean City.
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh yes, beautiful Ocean City has found its way on this list. I'll say first thing that this one is an outlier. Ocean City's population is just around 7,000, but the summer weekend population is more like 350,000. And with the way that crime stats work everywhere, counting the exact number of violent crimes and property crimes and then using a mathematical equation to figure out the per capita rate, yeah, Ocean City is an outlier. As in, it's not as dangerous as the numbers suggest. So take it for what you will.
Just further proof that you have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Also, the median age of an Ocean City resident is 55, well above the median age for Maryland as a whole, which is 39. Really, more than anything else, Ocean City is a retirement community, a tourist destination, and Airbnb is the largest revenue source. Well, here are the overblown crime rates for Ocean City, Maryland. The violent crime rate is 1,000 per 100,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 8,900 per 100,000 residents. But during the winter, there are probably more days than not where there's not a single crime reported because you don't have the tourist crowds coming in, so it's one of those fluky things. Generally, crime rates are a pretty good tell on how dangerous a place is, but there's an exception to every rule, people. Next up is a place like no other that we've seen on this list so far.
If you thought that place was bad, just wait until you see what's next.
Number 2 is Princess Anne.
Is that a real place?
Yes, it is, and let me tell you, Princess Anne doesn't have a summer weekend population of 300,000. In fact, I might have been the only out-of-town visitor that this town had in all of February. Princess Anne is in an economically isolated area of Maryland. Somerset County is the poorest county in Maryland, and Princess Anne is the county seat. Now, according to many news reports in the last year, most of the crime occurs in the residence at Pine Knoll Townhome Complex. Regardless, for a town of just 3,500 people, this place has a crime rate that's out of control. The violent crime rate is 1,200 per 100,000 residents, which is nearly 4 times the national rate, and the property crime rate is extremely high as well, as it's at 5,100 per 100,000 residents. So yeah, visit to try out to be the mascot at basketball games? What up, Harry the Hawk? Stay because you got beat up while doing so. That's right, it wasn't the actual tryout, it was a setup, and you should have known because the tryout wasn't on campus, rather it was on the property at the residence at Pine Knoll Townhomes.
Freaking idiot.
So now you find yourself in a situation where you're stuck in Princess Anne with no car, no money, no phone, nothing but the mascot costume, and you have no idea what to do, where to go, or where to stay for the night. And nobody will help you because they can't take you seriously because you're walking around town in a mascot costume. Well, next up is a place that most of you have probably heard of before, unless you've lived under a rock your whole life.
Guys, this next place, it's going to come as a real shock.
Number 1 is Baltimore.
I'm number 1.
Because, of course it is.
Duh.
I mean, is anyone surprised? Baltimore is not only by far and away the most dangerous place in Maryland, it's one of the most dangerous large cities in the nation.
Gee, you think?
The most dangerous neighborhoods in the city are scattered throughout. It's not really just one side of town. Sure, there's parts of town that are safer than others, but overall, Baltimore is not considered to be a safe city. The property crime rate is a little bit more than double the national average at 4,200 per 100,000 residents, while the violent crime rate is 1,680 per 100,000 residents, or more than 5 times the national rate. Things weren't always this way in Baltimore. For a long time, Baltimore was one of the top thriving large cities in America. The port helped industry thrive here back when industry was thriving in the US, and immigrants flocked here from other countries to work at the jobs at the factories, which is the same story for every mega city that grew on industry. Baltimore declined in the 50s and 60s. White flight and other systematic issues pushed wealthier white families to the suburbs, and the blue-collar jobs that once fueled the city were no longer there, eliminating the middle class. And that created pockets of poverty throughout the inner city, although we see much more extreme examples of that in other large cities such as Detroit, Cleveland, or St. Louis. While the median household income in Baltimore is about $65,000 per year, the poverty rate is 17.7%. And really, those numbers make things look a little bit better than they actually are here in Baltimore, because about 42% of households in Baltimore make under $50,000 per year. And as the income goes up, the percentages drop. But if you're looking to move to the Baltimore area, let's say maybe you accepted a job offer somewhere in the area, good news for you, because there's plenty of nice areas right outside of Baltimore to settle down in. Honorable mentions for this list includes Hagerstown, Hyattsville, Cambridge, and District Heights.
Well, there you have it, guys. Those are the 10 most dangerous places in Maryland according to the violent crime rate. Did any of the cities on this list surprise you? Let me know down in the comments. We'll see you in the next video. Peace. Man, it's cold out here in Maryland today. I mean, It is February, but I'm gonna go get warm.